That's pretty
So
good.
yeah, that's, with the way it's been, that's summertime.
Yeah.
Put on the shorts and the flip flop and go to the beach.
Exactly.
I keep wanting to head down to the beach and look at things, and then like, the parking lot still got 3 feet of snow in it, and I'm like, what am I really gonna see? Cause everything's under snow. Ah,
So we might get Jay. He's sitting in a hotel down in Queens.
Okay.
And I told Dean, he's down in Florida. There's Bob Papson.
You want one? You want one?
Well, you don't prefer those ones, you know.
Well, I happen to have an extra one. I don't know.
Yeah, this person really needs it. That's it, I'll be paying soon.
Rush, rush, rush.
Maybe you look at ski photo out there?
I might look at it while they come down it, but.
Grab a drink.
Sit in the lodge.
Sit in the lodge, yeah, sit in the lodge, yeah. Which ski area? is it?
Waterville.
Waterville?
Yeah. I think the kids had off this week. I think they've been there from what they call first bell in the morning until it close at night.
Really?
He said they might not go today because it was really windy.
Um,
But Liz is in a race league on Thursday night, so she'll
Yeah.
go back up for that.
oh geez.
Yeah. It's her second home, Trace.
I think I still have a pin from Waterville Valley, because that was like a big thing years ago to get pins at every
Oh, okay.
ski slope.
Yeah.
that I went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dean jumps in. May not be having a meeting.
he's in Florida.
He's in Florida and
Oh, Jay's in.
and Jay is in a hotel room waiting to go to
Jay's here right now.
Jamaica?
He just came in.
someplace in maybe the Bahamas.
Hello, Jay.
Hey, everybody, how we doing?
Good. Thank goodness you're here because I don't see Dean anywhere.
All right,
What's happening out in Florida right now, right?
Florida.
I talked
Hold
to
on.
him. Yeah, I talked to him this morning. He said he'd be here, but I guess things changed.
finding my agenda here. All right,
You all set, Jay?
all right, I'm in a great room. I think they put the bed in and then built the walls, but it's great for overnight, so we're good to go.
There you go.
I'll call the meeting to order. I would make a motion. We approve the minutes of the February 11th meeting of the Board of Selectmen.
I guess I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in
No.
favor?
Aye.
With the first selectmen's report, I just wanted to mention, this came up a couple of months ago relative to Lake Warmog. There's a new invasive that is, really, really invasive, this hydrilla, and I guess if it takes hold, it's virtually not impossible, but extremely costly to eradicate. Right now, Twin Lakes up in the Salisbury area does have it. And they're spending about $500,000 a year right now trying to eradicate this thing. And I guess it's so prolific, it just chokes out everything. It can survive on anything, you know, it doesn't take much. So we've, in conjunction with the towns of Kent and Warren, the Lake Warmog Authority, as well as the Lake Warmog Conservancy, are proposing a program to just simply sanitize with hot water and pressure boats prior to going in. But the reason I mention that is there's going to be an informational Q&A. We'll have some experts on hand next Thursday, March 5th at 6 p.m. here at Town Hall. There's also a Zoom link included. It's on the website, and that'll be all three towns. So we'll have members from Kent, Warren, and obviously Washington here. That's all I had for Jay. Did you have anything under selectmen?
No, not tonight. Thank you.
Don't blame you. You got 1 foot in Jamaica.
You got it.
Under old business, we have the improvement and acceptance of golf course roads. So I received, an email communication, wait a minute, excuse me, there's me. Mary Ann resending the link on the website.
Take a picture of my agenda.
To give the code.
That's what I did.
Anyway, so I got a communication from the club's attorney, Ward Mizuko. And he talked about the initial conversations, the walkthrough. He also mentioned that B and W Paving and Landscaping LLC gave an estimate to the club of $138,000 to improve the road. And Attorney Mancuso writes, upon the successful completion of the work, the road would be in much better condition, but may not meet the town's normal standards for acceptance. And he goes on to say, nevertheless, town would benefit from the convenience and safety turnaround for town vehicles. The club would be willing to fund the costs, requesting assurance from the board that if the work is completed in accordance with the B and W proposal, we would call a town meeting and recommend acceptance. And then Attorney Mancuso goes on to point out other issues. So first, the standard for acceptance upon successful completion. The road work would be in a condition as recommended by Kevin Smith, the road crew foreman. So let me address that one first. I was a little surprised by that. And I went back and I spoke to Kevin, Paul, and Kevin said, no, the condition was it's got to be up to the town standards. So I don't know where the miscommunication came from.
Well, I don't think that's possible, is it never could be wide enough for town standards.
Kevin made mention of the width in his follow-up.
Say that if we made that same width, it accepted.
Now, the other issue was, and your attorney is correct, the murkiness of the title of the road.
Yeah.
The town's not gonna take on clearing that up. That's up to the club. So the town's not gonna hire attorneys.
I don't think we're asking you to clear it up, I think it might be something that can't be cleared up. It's a,
And we're not gonna accept it without some sort of clear title or easement.
I'd have to agree, Jim. I just can't see how we can do this unless we can get the title. I guess I'm not a lawyer, but that seems very important to me as part of the town.
Yeah, it's gotta be clear, because that involves all kinds of liability. Without that, if we're taking that on and we're gonna maintain it. So Kevin had written written back to Attorney Mancuso. And stated that the drainage improvements should be made to ensure longevity, prevent ice and ponding, allow water to properly drain. Inspection of existing pipes before they're cleaned, flushed inlets, outlets, ditched and brushed. To make sure they're removed. And what he's saying is he doesn't know if that was included in the B and W proposal.
yeah, I'd love to have Kevin walk it one more time with B and W and I, because we went all over all of that, and it is in the proposal. They're actually replacing both pipes that cross the road.
So all those drainage concerns, can you share that proposal with Kevin, Paul?
Yeah,
Great.
I think I shared it with you too, it's the one that was attached. But all the other drainage stuff we went over, because the club was taking care of that.
Mhm.
That's why when we walked it, to Super myself and B and W, we were hoping Kevin would be there, but.
So, and one of the things we definitely, I don't know how the club plans on rectifying that, if you're gonna have attorneys try to clear up that title mess.
Yeah, we've been trying for, I've been here 5 years now, and
Has the club talked to the neighbors or the residents about easements?
before we did anything, they said they really felt. We need to have assurance from the board of selectmen that. This is something you would do. Because when we go to the neighbors, we want to explain the options and also the costs.
Yeah.
And see if they'll help at all.
And then my understanding is they would not,
Probably not, yeah,
but were they approached about easements?
not yet.
Okay,
We wanted to be able to do all in one meeting. We didn't want to have one to talk about easements and then go back about cost. We want to go say, this is the project.
Right,
What we need, this is what the cost is, this is what we need from the residents to make this work.
Yeah.
Permission, easements, and hopefully some financial support.
oh, you're gonna ask the residents of the road?
You gotta ask them,
Yeah,
it's worth a shot.
okay. I thought they had already been talked to and said no.
Yeah, we sent a letter to do a meeting a year ago and that never happened because of weather and things like that.
Okay,
We told them we would like to have some type of support from them,
okay,
but we also asked the town for some support too, so.
yeah, no, this is on the club. So if you guys can get your easements and Kevin is comfortable with the proposed work from B and W, we'll definitely, talk about it some more. Jay, or Dean, do you have anything to add or?
I guess I'm very concerned about the town being able to have the proper titles to the road, and I still have to talk about, you know, about our taking over the road. What's the benefit to the town and all that? But I'd first like to know that we indeed can get title to the road. Otherwise, I just don't see that it's appropriate for the town to get involved.
Understood. Dean?
Yeah, that's obvious. And then we still have to consider it. And what I'm hearing is that their board wants a commitment from us before they seek these easements. And that's not going to happen. Am I hearing that correctly?
Is that right, Paul?
Yeah,
No, we're not doing that.
no, the club requests assurance from your board that if the work is complete before the B&W proposal, you would call a town meeting and recommend acceptance of the golf course road.
No.
Which you're-
Yeah, no.
I can't
They
see that.
gotta- Yeah, we gotta get the titles cleaned up or liens, whatever it takes to make it all legally, put the town in the clear. I'll connect again with Kevin to make sure that the proposal meets his specs. If it's just a matter of width, I don't think that's a big deal. I think his bigger concern was, you know, getting the drainage up to par and the sub level. He talked about the sub level of the road. Okay.
And also we had a concern on the line of sight.
Yeah,
So
the line of sight coming out of the road.
I'd love to
Yeah.
hear if he has some ideas on what to do, because we talked about at the golf committee meeting last night. I'd love to know if he has an idea on how to improve it, because I agree 100% with him.
Sure.
I just can't think of
What can
how you
alleviate it?
fix it. Maybe he has a better idea, because that's his specialty, where.
Yeah. I'll ask him, Paul. 'cause he-
But I'd love to hear his opinion on that.
Yep, I'm sure he does. Okay. All right, so what we'll do is I'll get together with Kevin. You'll work with your board about the easements and title. Okay, great. Next under old business, the Lake Warmog right away. I've invited the neighbors again, and I'm a little unclear as to how many neighbors it is. They're represented by Roger Proby. Roger's done a lot of the legwork with the research and you know, we had a verbal agreement on site last year of simple rack for 8 kayaks and as I've shared with the board. The neighbors are now proposing canoe, boat and kayak storage to accommodate all participant deeded landowners within 15 feet of the elevation line. Racks to be installed and maintained by property owners, AKA the Sandstrom Boating Club, and waterfront rights. This is a far cry from what we've talked about and the 3 or 4 times we've gotten together on this, it changes. So I took the liberty today, I contacted air compressor engineering out of Westfield, Mass. They handle all the aerators for the Lake Warmog Conservancy, which all that power comes from that shed. And I've asked them to come down and give me a proposal to move the shed. I also talked to Sean Hayden at the Conservancy. And he feels, A, it's not going to be a big problem, and B, it's going to be a good opportunity to partner to maybe get that shed onto the interlocal property. It'd be better for the aerators, better because they're thinking of some new initiatives. So, and with that proposal, and I'm putting this out to Jay and Dean, my recommendation is we move that compressor shed, restore that right of way to the best of our abilities, and then we follow the letter of the law with that, as well as the residents who have the right of way, which means they have the right to pass and repass, not store anything, not launch boats, not have picnics. You pass and repass. Because this thing is just, we're obviously not coming together. Every time I think we have an agreement, it morphs into something else. So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm absolutely fine with that, Jim. Support you 100%. They've dragged it on. They wanted something. It went from the ridiculous to the reasonable, and even at that, they're changing. And enough is enough. Let's see what this is going to cost, obviously, but it seems like the right thing to do. Probably the right thing to do legally, anyhow. So, we're trying to appease them, and that's becoming impossible. So I'm supportive 100% of what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Jim. I think that's the right move. I think we need to move that shed. I'm glad Sean has some ideas that maybe will help improve the whole process there and make the shed, get the shed off of that property. And I think we've had enough legal opinion from our attorney to say right away is a right away, and that's what they are entitled to. And so I'd say, as Dean said, get a cost and let's get it in next year's budget and let's get this moving. We should do this anyway, regardless of the right of way question.
Agreed. Okay, thank you. I'll keep everybody in the loop.
Thanks, Jim.
New business, amending Calhoun Street, Ives Road section of the Historic District Ordinance. So, we haven't made a motion on that, have we? Yeah.
No, that's what they're hoping for tonight and
Yeah.
then put on the next town meeting.
So I would make a motion, fellas, that we send to town meeting an amendment of the Calhoun Street, Ives Road Historic District. Is there a second?
Sure, I'll second it.
Thanks. And what that is so, there was residents that sit just outside of the district, literally the next address, and they petitioned the historic district to include them in it. The historic district approved that, which is fine, but those districts were all created by ordinance. So in order for that to happen, we need to send it to a town meeting so the town can vote to approve to add that additional address in there.
Yep. I've read those ordinances and it's just what it is. It just lists every town, every address that's literally in the district. So if there's
It's very comprehensive.
yeah, it sure is. Yeah, that's if the historic district believes that property is appropriate for that district, then I have no problem with that.
Yep, I agree.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Renewal of the beach house lease for the period March 1st, 2026 to February 28th, 2028. I would make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
So our current tenant, Ralph, has been phenomenal. He continues to go above and beyond with his monitoring of the beach, and I highly recommend we renew his lease.
I agree, and I would just like to say that Ralph looks sparkling in pajamas. We managed to wake him up this weekend, and it could have been more pleasant. Me dragging him out of bed for an ungodly hour. So thank you, Ralph, and good on you.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, just a quick note. So I got word today in photographic evidence, someone's dock broke loose, got underneath the bridge, and I went over this afternoon to look at it. It's about 4 feet from the edge of the dam.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the bad news. The good news is the address is stamped on it. So I've got the owner's name, and I'm trying to reach them now.
I'm just curious, Jim, how far up the lake was the dock till it got, how did
Not very far, maybe about.
Oh,
3
okay. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I just want to keep you informed of that.
Great.
I'm just getting an email about it now, Jim. I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and since then I managed to get the address, Dean.
Okay. I'm so happy to hear that because, I've been harping on this for a long time, that stamping addresses on floats and docks. That here's one that, there's a reason and it's important. So that's great.
Yeah, it is. And my bigger concern is with the ice melting this weekend, you just don't want any issues downstream. We've got enough going on there, so I'll keep you apprised of that.
Yep.
Anything from our visitors? Todd, Valerie, Bob? Todd's good. Valerie?
You
Well,
want any selectmen's reports first, Jim?
I did those, Dean. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you have something?
Just real quickly, moving forward on the decon station, and we have a summit and Q&A about it. I don't know if you announced this, Jim. Did I miss it? You did.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Please attend if you have any questions. This is an important topic for the lake and the lake community, and please come with your questions and thoughts and ideas.
Thanks, Dean. Valerie?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to ask about our blight ordinance, because now that we have so much snow, you can see well into a lot of properties. And the specific property, of course, is 101 Wickham. And when I Googled what the state says, it also indicates that the town has an ordinance, or maybe we just take what the state says. Clearly, it's a blight. It's a dangerous situation. I know that you had asked for money to secure the building that caught fire, unfortunately, at Calhoun and 109. But there that sits. And because of the snow, and God knows what the wind, it's getting worse and worse. It's a total blight. How can we get the owners to do something, either fence it off so we don't have to look at it, and or start remediation? It's got to happen one way or the other. And I can't imagine in the spring what kind of chemicals are going to go down that brook. We have
Yeah, to answer your question, several years ago, we went through every legal remedy. We went through the fire marshal for safety reasons, the building department for any violations, the health department. Finally, the health department went up. The only hope we could hang our hat on was any contaminations of the waters above and below. And there was none of that. So there was nothing that could be done. The town does not have a blight ordinance. I'm not in favor of a blight ordinance, and I'll tell you why. It's much like an architectural review board. It is completely subjective. It's completely subjective to people's opinion of what blight is. The parameters defining blight to me are not cohesive enough and strict enough to make that up. And we've never had it. We've never had to have it.
well,
but I can just see people in town who keep a vehicle or two or work on them. All of a sudden they're dealing with the blight commission, and I'm not a fan, Valerie.
okay, so in zoning, our zoning enforcement officer has been routinely and properly going after what's perceived as abandoned cars. And I'm glad she's doing it, and she is fining people who literally are not paying their property tax on the cars, and the cars are just junked cars. So we're doing that. Now, GS 7-148 clearly defines blight, and this is without doubt a blight, and it's very visible, and it's getting worse. I'm shocked if we don't have any pollution yet in that stream, Kirby, I think it is, but who knows? No one's touched anything, but as soon as something else starts falling down, there could be. But it's just a ridiculous shame to have to go by that on Wickham and look into it and see the disaster that is a very beautiful part of our town. Wickham is in trouble, there's no doubt.
I will connect again with town council, Valerie, and see if there's any state statutes that can be applied, and see what we can do. I'll reach out to Randy DeBella.
I would really appreciate, now is the time, and frankly, if you just Google blight regulations, the state of Connecticut, it just gives you all sorts of ways to fine up to $250 a day, which might wake a few people up, and define terms. We can define terms. And this is a property that sorely needs it. So please do that.
I'll reach out to Randy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I would make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Guys, enjoy the tropical weather.
All
Stay
right,
well.
Jim, hang in there, you guys.